Ooh, that was pretty close. I like that.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another show of Soul Work. I'm your host, Jenny Cousins, and please welcome my co-host, Kimberly Buckler. And just to remind the viewers again that after our guest is leaving, we can certainly take some phone calls. And just what is that number, Kim?
It's 403-539-6710.
Absolutely. So get your crayons out and your eyeliners, Calgary. We want to hear from you. And please welcome to our show tonight, Yvan Duban. And Yvan is from the New Age Books and Crystal Store on 10th Street Northwest down in Kensington. And thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And as you can see, viewers, we have a few crystals that Yvan has brought in, and he'll talk about a little bit more about it.
Can you explain to us a little bit about the crystals? You know, what are they?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, Kim, I mean, by definition, a crystal is any constituent of molecules, atoms, or ions that create a 3D structure. So extrapolate that to, you know, our Earth. We're living on what is a giant crystal ball. What we walk on a day-to-day basis. What we usually see, even as awe-inspiring quite often, you know, as a mountain peak or a bed of sand, is crystal. And there's a reason why we're drawn to that, and there's a reason why it is, you know, awe-inspiring. A lot would even say, you know, crystals are the essence of life sort of manifesting on Earth. So with that being said, I mean, consider that, you know, life on Earth and its natural state is health. And what that is represented by is a balanced frequency. And now anytime we feel an imbalance in our frequency, that's when it manifests in the way of sickness, joint pain, or even cancer. And this is an imbalance in the frequency. So when we consider crystals and we look at, you know, the structure of crystals, A is almost impermeable, unchanging. Their metaphysical structures are just that as well. Something that is so integral, unchanging. You know, the reality is they are some of the most balanced, cohesive, and purest intentions that really exist in three-dimensional form. So,
I know that everyone was very intrigued with this crystal here, this pyramid. Can you explain to our viewers what type of crystal that is and what it can do for them?
Absolutely. And I mean, all crystals will have their own metaphysical and physical structures. The shape of this one being a pyramid, something that's unique to itself, something that holds great power, known historically through a lot of, you know, different contexts when we look at, you know, ancient Egypt and so on and so forth. So that being, you know, the shape itself, and then also the composition. And this is a crystal. This is a crystal, its particular name is shungite, something that has been around for, you know, 2 billion years.
Wow.
So when we think of, you know, the information that a crystal at that age may hold, it's pretty incredible. This particular crystal has a lot of properties physically in its absorption capabilities. It's used for water purification. It's used for the absorption of electromagnetic radiation. And then on the metaphysical side of that, it's a crystal that can be used, you know, for the absorption of, you know, negative energy, something that's incredibly grounding. The color sort of alludes to that, you know, something that, you know, you can allow negativity and energy to sort of
Oh, absolutely. Because I know the crew, out of all crystals that we have here, they were drawn to that one right away.
Absolutely, yeah. And I have a similar draw to it as well. And it's, you know, that draw to it is important. It's not, you know, it's partially its physical beauty. We shouldn't question when something is physically and aesthetically pleasing to us, because that's one of the reasons, and that's how crystals speak to us. You know, it's through that physical appearance, and as well as through their subtle energies, the way that they interact with us on a different level. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, I remember years ago somebody had handed me a crystal and they said, well, use this, and I looked at them and I was like, you're off your rocker. and from that day on I learned more and more. So can you explain a little bit why we would want these in our lives?
Absolutely. And I think, like alluded to before, crystals are in our lives whether we choose to believe it or not. So it's not a question of if we want them in our lives, they're all around us. They're something we walk on a day-to-day basis. Now, the reason why we might, apply the crystals or choose to become aware of them is because they are affecting us whether we choose to or not. They exude subtle energies as well as absorb subtle energies, just like anything else in our physical world. Crystals being, that incredible structure that is unchanging. It's almost like a best friend.
Yes.
How many best friends can you think of that are, unwavering in their metaphysical and spiritual, framework, unwavering in their physicality? It's very hard to find a friend, another human being that's going to be that structure for you. But a crystal is that.
Unbiased, no ego.
Unbiased,
definitely,
absolutely.
yeah.
So they're there, they're there to teach us. They're there to be a tool for our own self-discovery and manifestation. They're there to show that to us. To say, a crystal will do something physically to you. Maybe that might be, crystals can manifest in physical ways in the way that you'll feel them. You'll feel them in different parts of your body relating to the different energy points in your body. But ultimately what they're doing is they're just always at play. So back to your question and, why be aware of them is because they're aware of you and they're interacting with your subtle energy fields whether you choose to or not. So becoming aware, gives you that added potency to what you might be able to do just simply with your intention.
Definitely, because I know, even some crystals, if for me, I always have crystals on. I can definitely feel it if I don't have any crystals on, right? So, especially, the full moon, I have to have my hematite on.
Absolutely.
And that is very grounding for me, right? They're just, the energy of here is just, intense, really.
It is.
What drew you into this? What drew you into the store and
It's a good question. It's something I think for a lot of my life and like a lot of people I sort of withheld, my opinions from and I didn't really dive into. And it was only then, sort of when to realize that, these are affecting me. I never really put my awareness on them. And that's simply required to work with a crystal. It's just simply recognizing it, saying hello to it, knowing that it's there, knowing its existence. That's part of, that is part of working with crystals. So what drew me in was sort of recognizing how they made me feel, the different experiences I had with crystals. It wasn't something that was sort of intellectualized within myself. It wasn't the books, it wasn't literature, which there is an abundance of, which I think is important as well. But it was more so, that feeling, that intuitive feeling, knowing that it's something there, unchanging. And I continue to explore crystals. I think it's never ending, and there's no one that's really can consider themselves an expert in that sense because they're unique to the way that they play with each of us as well.
Your energy and vibration from
exactly.
it.
So that's something to be considered is that, when you read about a crystal, for example, it may work in those same ways, but there's also, they're there to sort of help us attune to our own inner guidance, help us attune to our own, let's say intuition, and that's that goes into the methods of choosing and working with crystals.
Absolutely, because in the store, you also have CDs and books. A lot of books. Anytime I've been into the store wanting to get one thing, I come out with a bag full.
Well, and that's just
something bags, and I don't like to go in there. But now, I want this one. Right? This is my baby here.
A lot of people want that one, but it's. And that's what our store is as New Age Books and Crystals. We're there and we just provide tools. I'd be the first to say that maybe none of these are really necessary, but that's sort of idealistic in the way that none of these physical tools are necessary. But the reality is if we're going to choose any physical tools to really play with, become aware of, why not crystals? There's so much to be learned. That sort of leads me into another area I think I forgot to mention. Worth mentioning when we talk about crystals is their ability to transmit energies and frequencies. This is something that's, we've studied and we look back at ancient civilizations. There's said to be crystals that are encoded with information. This is evident. It's been proven scientifically. A gentleman, absolutely. A gentleman by the name of Marcel Vogel. He's, forefront in, explaining to us why crystals are used in silicon microchips. They're used in our computers. They're used. We physically input information into quartz crystal. This is common knowledge. He's also the one that sort of made that or bridged the gap between that and our ability to influence crystals simply with our intentions. Some people call it telepathy, but the reality being we can set these intentions and we can program crystals. More specifically, something like quartz has that ability in the way that we can transmit energy. I think that's really neat.
Because they're very therapeutic, very therapeutic. I mean, even, you know, you learn more and more and more about crystals. I mean, even I did just recently about other crystals and such, right? And if anybody, you know, for instance, wanted to get in touch with you, how can the viewers do that?
Well, there's many a method. I think social media platforms, I think we've embraced it as at our business. So Facebook, facebook.com/newagebooks, and we post a lot of information regarding crystals. It's very informative. At our store, we host crystal meditations twice a week, so we post information on those. They're very simple, informative, and you know, there's no alienation if you're at any level of crystals and you may not know what you're doing or even how to experience them. It's a very comforting place to do so. And then coincidentally, tomorrow afternoon we're having a grand opening at New Age Books and Crystals, an opportunity for us to open a crystal healing center.
Oh, excellent!
It's something new to us. It's going to be amazing. It's something that we're learning as we you know, evolve with crystals.
Absolutely.
And it's an opportunity for us to use them in healing modalities and use them on ourselves.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, they're down in Kensington, by the way, on 10th Street. And they're beside Lido's Cafe.
That's correct.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say that I've known like the store and the family and such for over 25 years, and how long has the store been there?
The store has been there for 25 years in itself. It's one of the oldest in Calgary. It's one of the oldest in Calgary. It's a hub, and a place to be explored for sure.
Yes, and we want to be able to thank you for coming on the show. And you know, you must get down to the store in Calgary. There's a lot of exciting events that are going to be going on there, and also a new upcoming website too.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's
and
right.
you probably see me in there with bags. I'll be the one with the dark glasses running out with the credit card. I'm like, no.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Thank
yes,
you
you're welcome.
No, thank you very much.
You're welcome. And just to remind the viewers, we are going to be taking calls just right after our break. And what's that number, Kim?
403-539-6710.
And again, thank you, Yvan, for coming on the show. It was a great pleasure indeed. Definitely. And we'll have you on again with other products and more crystals and such.
Exciting.
Definitely.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll be right back, Calgary, after this break. Hold tight. Hello, Calgary. Welcome back. And that was a fun show, wasn't it?
I really enjoyed that, yeah.
Oh, I love the energy of being surrounded by crystals. I just love it. And I mean, as I was mentioning earlier, I have to have my crystals on because it just really, really grounds me. And I go by, if I wanted to get a crystal, for instance, I go by, if I'm not sure what it is, I'll pick up, like, for instance, a crystal, and I'll just feel the energy and the vibration of it. And if I get a pull towards it, then I know that's the one for me, right? Sometimes, you know, if I know immediately what type of crystal I need, then I will get that type of crystal.
Okay.
And I've noticed, Kim has a crystal around her neck, and it's gorgeous. Can you tell our viewers what that is?
I've been told it's a Lemurian crystal, like a record keeper.
Oh, Lemurian.
And it's been hanging on my neck for about 3 years now. And,
okay.
Yeah, I think I'd be naked without it.
But what does it represent? Like, what's the energy from it, too?
It's like I'm so used to it, and it's like being able to access the old records, information, and it's really neat when we get involved with them.
Is that Lemurian days? Is that what you mean? Atlantis days for Lemurian? Is that different?
It could be. There's so many different explanations behind it.
Yeah, because when you said the word Lemurian, I just automatically thought Lemurian Atlantis days, right? But I wasn't sure. And
it's all in the cut. It's the way it's cut and that.
Yeah.
But it was really interesting. Yvonne brought some tourmaline in and the kyanite, the blue kyanite. I recommend both of these to some of the mothers with kids that are in school now. What we call our indigo children, our crystal children, they're all very, very sensitive. The kyanite is excellent for them to have in their backpacks or their pockets.
What does that one do?
It helps to keep the child's energy cleared, because being sensitive as a crystal child, indigo child, you're picking up from everything from people around you.
Yeah. Would that, something like that, be good for, let's say, someone who's ADHD? A child or even an adult, right?
Yeah,
For anybody.
the tourmaline's excellent too. It helps to ward off a lot of the negative energies, heavy energies. This would be also good in a child's bedroom too. At nighttime. The kyanite is excellent for keeping a lot of your crystals clear, along with the selenite.
Because this is Kim's crystal. We normally have this one on set. Can you explain to our viewers what the selenite does?
The selenite's got a pretty high vibration to it, and I really enjoy it. It's excellent to have around all your other crystals to keep clear. So if you went into the crystal store there,
they got a good selection.
They would explain to you how to keep your crystals clear, which ones you can use, the various methods. So again, our phone number is 403-539-6710. We're waiting for some calls.
Absolutely. Pick up that phone, Calgary. We're waiting.
And
definitely.
Yeah, it's amazing how we can use these now in our everyday lives. So.
Oh, definitely. And that's why it's, that's why I recommend to certain people, just go in and look into it and see what, energy you're feeling. Definitely.
Our first caller is Mary.
And we have a caller on the phone. Mary, welcome to the show. You have a question for Kim or myself?
Yes, I do. A few months ago, I lost my husband, and I'm just in a little bit of a quandary as to what to do. I don't really like living in Calgary. I would like to move out, but I don't know whether or not this is the right thing to do. I have my children and grandchildren here, but they're also busy. I just don't feel that I am, I'm just in a quandary as to what to do.
Okay, I do feel you making a move, but I don't see it immediately. I see you might make a move within 2 years, and I'm feeling you being more out west. Into the warmer climate. Because I'm feeling the fruit trees around you, where you can pick the fruit from the tree. Okanagan area, I'm also feeling you moving around, and and your grandchildren, I do feel, are going to come back and forth. Your husband is very much around you. I'm feeling that within even 3 months from now, December, January, February, you're going to get more of a sign from him too. And keep your eyes open for Valentine's Day, because I'm feeling he's going to give you more of an indication. If you want to speak to him more, let him know. He's going to come around to you in dreams. And he's also, saying warmth and weather. And that's immediately why I picked up on in BC in the Okanagan.
Okay.
Yes. Was that helpful to you? Because we do have other calls on hold right now as well.
Yes, it is. And I do appreciate your advice here.
Yes, and we appreciate you calling. And you feel free to call back next Wednesday too. But keep your energy open. Your husband is around you all the time. Definitely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And our next caller is Kim.
Karen?
Karen, you have a question? Yes.
How are you?
Good. Excellent.
Good. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
A change
Can you
job.
see anything or feel anything?
Yeah, immediately I'm feeling that you're going to make a change of job, a change of work, change of career. I'm not feeling you're going to be staying where you are. I feel like you're in a big shift with a lot of different things, and you're going to get pulled out of it completely.
Good.
Yeah, no, you're going to be fine, right? And this is, I really feel that you're calling because you're looking for a confirmation, right? And within your job, you very well could be gone anytime you want to go. Okay, I'm seeing 2, right, which could represent 2 months or 2 weeks. So that's up to you to make that decision. If you went to like even some career counsel, right, they could sit down and help work that out with you. But I'm actually feeling that you're going to get pulled into something where you might even learn to study a little bit more that you're drawn into.
Oh, God, because I just finished 2 years at school.
Yeah.
But I'm having some health problems now. So I'm thinking life is just kind of setting me back on the couch and saying, let's get your health underway until the career.
Yeah, your health, and it's all because of your career right now and everything, and the stresses from it, right? So it's almost like you've completed these 2 years, so your energy's caught up with you, right? And you're going to bounce right back from it all, bounce right back from it very quickly. You're going to start feeling. You're actually going to start feeling better within the next 3 days from now. Your energy's going to shift. It's shifting, and you could make a move actually too. I'm feeling a move.
Oh, we just finished renovating. I don't want to move now.
No, I'm not saying tomorrow, but I'm not saying tomorrow, but I'm feeling a move.
Okay, it just feels like just everything's up in the air, and I don't feel where I'm meditating, and I'm trying to ground myself, and I'm trying to stay calm, but I don't know. It just everything just seems so altered.
Yeah, there's a lot of shifts and changes going on right now. Just go with the flow, just try to stay on top of the waves and hang in there. And if you're having a really tough time with your health, maybe check into some vitamins and minerals,
Well, I had a whole bunch of tests. I might have to go into the hospital, so I'm just waiting for the tests to come.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
And then it will be a hospital visit.
Yeah,
so,
you're fine. No, you're fine, because see, that you got to remember too that stress can really take a toll on the body, right? And it affects our energy. It goes right through our different layers. We got etheric, astral, and then we get different signs, and then it booms. It hits our physical body, and once it does, then the universe is like, okay, we're going to kind of flatten you down for a little bit, right? So it's like you're going to kind of hit the bottom before you get up, but you're going to start to feel a shift here, like really quick, within 3 days, like boof.
Look into your vitamins. I used vitamin B50s, and they're excellent.
You need vitamin D.
Yeah.
D as in dog?
Yeah. Vitamin D as in dog. You're needing a little bit more than that. And you need your green drink. You got progressive greens, right?
Yeah,
really
I'm
good.
taking that.
Okay, yeah, you need, I would add a little bit more of that, right? Because it's like your body needs that cleanse. Make sure you're drinking more water too. But we have another caller on hold.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, no problem at all. And certainly feel free to give us a call next week too. And you can always book an appointment with either Kim or I as well.
Okay.
So yes,
Thank you.
You'll be fine within 3 days. What day is this? Wednesday, right? Thursday, Friday. By the weekend, you're going to start to feel Saturday. I'm feeling you're going to kind of pick up alive a little bit better. Your energy's shifting.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling kind of funky. Thank you.
You're okay. You're okay. And our next caller is Kim?
next caller is Donna.
Donna, you have
Hello,
a question.
Donna?
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. And your question tonight, Donna?
My question is, I had a conversation with a gentleman on Monday.
Okay.
Hi, I had a conversation with a gentleman on Monday morning, and I'm just wondering how he's feeling after our conversation.
I'm actually kind of feeling a kind of a pull, right? It's almost like that this person has certain issues that needs to be cleared, and it's almost like when you're speaking with them, information goes in one ear and then it goes out the other ear in a way, because it's almost like the person chooses to hear only what they want to hear, right? That's why I always say we have 2 ears, because we can choose to hear it, but we can choose to let it go in the other ear.
Right.
Definitely.
So, did I overstep my boundaries?
No, because the thing is if you bottle it all up inside of you, you're holding on to that energy, which just creates a lot of issues and health problems, right? So you have to say what you had to say. I felt that you did kind of insult him in a little way, to be honest with you, right? But there's a balance in between it all, right? Sometimes we might say something, and what we're trying to say and how it comes out is 2 different things.
So
is he
going to be willing to speak to me again, or is he just going to ignore me?
I'm kind of feeling he just needs his space right now, his time.
Yeah, give him the time. You set some boundaries.
Yeah.
We've got time for one more caller, Diane.
And
is he interested in me?
I'm kind of feeling he's a little bit reserved right now, to be honest with you. It's kind of like he's not sure exactly which direction he wants to go. Just give him some space, right?
Okay.
And I see you touching bases with him, and just say, I don't know if I was overly, you know, like aggressive a little way, but you know, I was just trying to help and speak from my heart, because when we speak from our heart and soul, you're speaking what has to come out, right? The truth will set you free, right? I always mention everybody, speak from your heart. You know, be yourself, definitely. But we have another caller on the phone, and we want to appreciate you from you from calling, or from calling us.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hello, Diane.
Hello.
How are you tonight, Diane?
I'm good. I'm good. I just wondering, I've felt like I have been so passive my whole life. It's hard to find my own voice.
Past life.
And I get mixed up about who I am, and I seem to follow people's orders or suggestions and don't seem to find my own way.
Yeah, no, see, this is one of the things that we do, is the issues we don't resolve in a past life, they come back, okay? And this is one of your themes in this lifetime, is to stand up for yourself, okay? Because if we allow others to walk all over us, they will, right? Because we send that energy out. Right, meaning, okay, I'm going to have this person walk all over me, this person walk all over me. So you're sending that energy out to have it continue, right? So you must speak up from yourself, right?
Yes.
Yes. Don't have anybody speak down to you. Don't have anybody put you down. If anybody can't, you know, respect you, walk away from it. Right, you've got a lot of cleaning out to do. You've got a lot of clearing out of the closet to do, as I call it, with certain negative people around you. If somebody can't respect you and treat you, you know, on a positive level, move on. Right, you're going to be fighting with this. You've been fighting with this for too long. Right, and I see you starting to make changes, but honestly, I'm not seeing it for 6 to 8 months. Right, you can move that up at any time you want and start clearing things out, but you must do it. And we want to be able to, you know, thank you for calling in. We don't mean to cut you off, Diane, but we've run already to the end of our show. And
okay, thank you very much.
Yes, and you can always book an appointment with Kim and I. I'm at soulworkwithjeni.com and on Facebook under Jeni Cousins. And Kim?
SpiritSoulHealing.com and Facebook, Kimberly Buckler.
Yeah, and we want to thank you again, Calgary, for joining us tonight. And don't forget to tune in to our show next week, Wednesday at 6:30 p.m., Channel 10 Shaw TV in Calgary. Thanks again.
Hey, welcome to Go Calgary. We're just off of Ogden Road. Why, you say, Phoenix? Are we here? Because we're going to play disc golf. What? In November? Yeah, more in this half hour. Plus, a Calgary mother's miracle home, a truffle festival in Calgary, and prepping your newborn for fitness. This is Go Calgary, this is a disc, and this is Shaw TV. Ew. I know, disc golf. It'll be a lot of fun. In fact, in a few moments, I'll be talking to an expert about disc golf. But if you're looking for an unconventional way of